Hey y'all, this is Coach Brian with Brian Boxing. Thanks for checking out my YouTube page. Hey, just covering a new story that came out about Juan Manuel Marquez. So basically, it seems like this is the year that everybody, all the greats of the 2010s, is they're on their last little snitch, their last leg. So we got earlier I covered a story about Bernard Hopkins coming back. So he retired, and then Timothy Bradley coming back, and he wants one more fight. And go ahead and add that list. Add to that list is Juan Manuel Marquez, the Pacquiao Slayer, the Pac-Man Slayer. So he wants to come back and fight one more time for a welterweight belt. Before he ends. So recently, I guess there's been a lot of talk about maybe a fifth fight with him and Pacquiao. And basically, in an interview, Juan Manuel basically said, he's like, why do I need to fight him? I've already won 4 times. I don't need a fifth one. It's not for the money. He's like, the first two were close. The third one, obviously, I beat him by a wide margin, but they still gave him the decision. And in the fourth one, I didn't leave it to the judges. So I have nothing left to prove. It's not about the money. It's about the pride that I have and pride for my country. That's from Juan Manuel. So shit, y'all. I mean, that ain't gonna happen. I guess there's no amount of money that could take that win away. I understand what he's like. No, I'm good. I don't need to do it anymore. I beat your ass. I'm good. So what is left for him? The welterweight division is man, it is a very stacked division. You got people. I totally forgot about Tim Bradley and Marquez when we were talking about when I was talking about everything earlier about Tim Bradley coming back, and when I heard that he was coming back to fight one more time and along with Marquez one more time, I was like, man, there's so many stars in the welterweight division that the real big stars just a few years ago seemed to kind of fade away, and you forget about them. You forget that there was a Tim Bradley. You forget that there was a Marquez, and just because they're just not covered in the news a lot, you got the Errol Spences, and then you got the Keith Thurmans and the Garcias and the Vargases and then the list just goes on and on and on. You got the Adrian Broners. So it's a stacked division. And who can Marquez come back and fight? Any one of them motherfuckers. So, man, I'm telling you right now, Errol Spence should be looking at getting anybody coming back. He needs to get anybody on his roster of people either he's fought or him and Marquez. I would still favor Errol Spence. I basically would favor Errol Spence against everybody in the welterweight division. But him and Marquez, that would be a good fight. That would be almost a pay-per-view caliber type fight. Marquez is about going out, so he wants to fight for a belt. So we'll see. Errol Spence doesn't have a belt yet, but we're thinking that since Kell Brook is moving up to junior middleweight, and he's gonna be vacating his belt. They're gonna have this turn. You know what? Hey, why don't somebody start putting this together and get a damn a Super Six for the welterweight? That shit would be outstanding. You got so many people that can come in. I'm sure there's a dark horse in there. If y'all don't remember, Super Six was a tournament put on by Showtime during the 2000s. Was it maybe like 2010, around that era, around there, around that time frame, where well, late 2000s, where they put all these middleweights together in this tournament. It went on for a few years, and it was crowned the Super Six. So they would all face each other, some being champions, some being former champions, some being top prospects. And the dark horse of that tournament is the SOG Son of God, Andre Ward. You know, who would have thought that would have been his time to not only did he win the Olympics, you know, so that you got that plus right there, but then nobody really he really wasn't established in the middleweight division at this time. So, you know, they had Taylor, who had just came off of beating former kingpin of the welterweight was what was it? Bernard Hopkins. You know, so you had Taylor in there. You had Carl Froch. No, not Carl Froch. What's the dude? I can't think of his name right now. Well, it was just a stacked. It was stacked division. So Ward came in there, shine, beat everybody, and now was arguably pound for pound 1 and 2, going back and forth with Mayweather for a long time. And now he's still in the limelight. He's still going for that spot again. So that tournament helped boost his star way up in the air. Now we got people already who could be in the welterweight division. Everybody's a star. So it's not like a super dark horse. So I was wondering who would be coming up from nowhere, from obscurity, to come up and just win the whole thing. Because, you know, you would have your favorites. You would have your Keith Thurmans. You would have your Sean Porters, Adrian Broner. I think Adrian Broner's going down to junior welterweight. But you know, you have it. It's already stacked. So it'd be great. It would be a great tournament. You know, we got Al Heyman, and then you got Top Rank, and then you got a whole slew of other people who could possibly put them together. Well, Al Heyman's he's got a stacked stable in that division. So let's make it happen. So anyways, so that's about it I got for this story. Juan Manuel basically ain't gonna do no fifth Pacquiao fight, so everybody get that out your mind. He says, I'm good on the money. I beat that ass. I ain't got shit else to say. So, hey, this is Brian Boxing. Hey, thank you so much for checking out my YouTube page. Again, I want to thank you for all your support and just everything that everybody's been telling me and how everyone's been helping me. My goal for this year is to get 1,000 subscriptions, and for this video to get 100 likes. So please share, comment, link, subscribe on this video and all my other videos. So if you get a chance, please let me know how I can improve, make things better, or just, you know, just say hey. All right, man. Thank you so much for checking out my page. Brian Boxing. Pride never quit. Out. Hey y'all, this is Coach Brian with Brian Boxing. Thanks for checking out my YouTube page. Hey, just covering a new story that came out about Juan Manuel Marquez. So basically, it seems like this is the year that everybody, all the greats of the two.